more and more horrifying details are coming from Epstein's files. I'll play the video in a second so you can hear for yourself. But before I do that, subscribe to my channel, like this video, share this video, have a listen.
Lauren Boebert has reviewed some of the unredacted Epstein files, and she's saying a lot. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, there are all sorts of theories, all sorts of claims being made about what these released Epstein files, many of which are heavily redacted for us, actually say about Epstein, his co-conspirators, and the behavior they engaged in. And it goes beyond simply preying on underage girls, which is bad enough. So we're about to hear from Boebert explain what she saw. Take a look.
This seems that it wasn't only the trafficking of young girls, as the narrative suggests, but there are code words that suggest Jeffrey Epstein and his associates could maybe even be engaging in some sort of consumption. Is that human consumption? Are there code words? There's a lot of talk of beef jerky. There's a restaurant called The Cannibal where the owner is listed in some of these documents. Now, that isn't a restaurant that is just proclaiming to serve human meat by any means, but some of this just it seems that there's a lot of conspiracies that make you wonder. And I saw more emails about torture, and these coded conversations still have a very clear topic that torture was big. It was a big driver for them. And these were sick people doing very, very sick things. As you mentioned, there are many women who are involved in this. You have folks that were working directly for Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Right. And a lot of these women are the ones that are sending emails saying, here's one 10 years old, 11 years old.
Okay, just want to tell you things that I think is important for us to understand. This whole sentencing or wording of the situation, I don't agree with it. Like, what do you mean by human consumption and this and that? We have proof, we have evidence to suggest that the pedos, they used to eat small young children. We have one Mexican fashion model coming out screaming. She freaked out, telling the whole world that she saw Epstein in the island or in one of the parties, they were eating human being. So they're very, very careful in how they, use those narratives about this whole pedo ring. But I think we need to call it for what it is, and it is cannibalism. It is absolutely disgusting, and they eat human being. They are still eating as we speak, because remember, this satanic ritual, it must continue on, because the moment you stop pleasing the devil is going to come after you. That's what they believe. So they are continuously doing this. The elite, the rich, all of these people are involved in this.
Were they eating human flesh? Like, was that really happening?
Of course, yeah, of course.
I don't know what to believe, because I previously thought some of the claims that have now been confirmed from the Epstein files were insane. I remember the first time I learned about the possibility that Epstein was a Mossad asset. And I just remember thinking, like, oh my God, this is crazy. I don't know if it's true, but I feel like I'm breaking a law by even considering it. Okay, like, it felt very naughty to learn about that. Because if proven to be true, which I think has been the case already, that means that the foreign nation state of Israel, its government, was okay with the kidnapping and raping of minors in order to gather blackmail on powerful people and politicians so they can drive our foreign policy. That's demonic. That's like some of the most evil crap I've ever heard in my life. And I just remember thinking, like, this is crazy. I mean, it kind of would make sense considering the stranglehold Israel has over our government, but it can't be true.
No, it does add up. It does add up. I mean, Donald Trump, he's a puppet. He doesn't use his own mind anymore. He can't because there are too many dirty laundries that Israel has on him. He can use his own mind. He goes wherever the Zionist masters will tell him to go. they are asking him to go to Iran. He went to Iran, even though there is absolutely zero threat from Iran to the United States. But they believe that Iran is a big threat to the state of Israel. So what they do, they pull the string of this guy, Donald Trump, make him take action, military action. Guys, we're talking about Abraham Lincoln. Like that worship cost billions and billions of dollars. And just to make it run, to operate, and have it go from one place to another, from point A to point B, it takes taxpayers' money, millions of it. And still, they're doing it for the sake of the Zionist masters. They have done this in Venezuela too. I mean, Venezuela, there are so many reasons why U.S. went to Venezuela. And number one is obviously because of Zionists. And number two, because Donald Trump wanted to keep all the CEOs, the oil executives, in his pocket, because he is afraid, he's terrified of losing the midterm. So who he turns to? Well, these rich billionaire people who can save him eventually from jail time.
So I don't know what to believe. Okay, so here's what I'll tell you about the jerky references in the emails. Beef jerky is preserved meat, and you don't need to put it in a refrigerated container. You don't need to put it in a freezer. The way the jerky is talked about makes it abundantly clear that they're not actually talking about jerky, okay? I don't know what they're actually talking about.
Yeah, what about pizza? What about pizza? They email each other about pizza. Pizza is a code word for child sex trafficking. I don't know what else will convince people, the whole mass, that they not only traffic children for sex purposes, but also they sacrifice them, they slaughter them, and they drink their blood and eat their flesh.
For sure. But many people claim that it sounds like they were eating human flesh. I don't know. But here's the thing. In lieu of actual investigations, appropriate investigations, people reading these files are going to reach their own conclusions. And that's what's happening right now as we speak. This is what happens when our institutions break down and we can no longer trust them to tell us the truth.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't trust them for a very long time. I do not know about you, but especially after Donald Trump, he goes into office, we know nothing can be trusted at all. Subscribe for more videos.